Your bloodline has waited for your arrival. Your bloodline has waited for somebody who would be very mindful in seeing what was always offered, but what people never dare to choose willingly for themselves. And this was always the other direction, in the opposite side of what you were accustomed to, what you identified with, what you once believed to be true for yourself. Your bloodline has awaited your arrival so that you could free them by truly assessing what it is between your relation to that bloodline brought discomfort within you, brought misalignment within you, brought feelings of loath, brought feelings of unworthiness, brought feelings of a lack of self-love within yourself. Honey, your bloodline has awaited your arrival to fully engage in redefining what life was ever meant to be. They were waiting on you to redefine what love was ever meant to be. They were waiting on you to redefine what walking with God fully, wholly, genuinely look like. Not from a lens of performance, not from a lens of betraying yourself for those masks that you've worn to yourself. At some point within your journey, there comes a time where the invitation comes for you to finally see what you have not willingly wanted to see, because an unfamiliar freedom is always that much terrifying than a familiar hell. And so subconsciously we try to close off, and we try to keep to the same script that has had us feel very comfortable where we were. Anything that they weren't able to clear falls on you. There's a biblical verse which I will refer to later on. You are the freedom that this bloodline has always needed, has always yearned for, has always believed to be true. You see, you are worthy of everything that was always amazing. You didn't have to settle for the less. You didn't have to settle for the sadness and, try to color that sadness in colors that warp your vision or your emotional system or body to believe that at least it doesn't feel any less than, what it actually is. But honey, sadness is sadness. Depression is depression. Lack of self-love is lack of self-love. Lack of unworthiness is lack of unworthiness. And I tell you now, there's so much relief when you begin to unpack what was always inside of that backpack. Because often you will find that what you were carrying in there, most of that luggage was never yours. And so when you finally do arrive at your destination and finally choose to unpack, you finally realize whose story has been weaving the trajectory of your life. But this is the moment that you get an invitation to fully align with more that was always your birthright. You get to align with your authentic expression, which you didn't have to bargain for, which you didn't have to beg anybody to truly see you, but being comfortable enough to be who you are and allow the tapestry of the universe to place you exactly where people would see you for who you were, where people would acknowledge you for who you were, where people would continue to pour back into your valleys the very way that you got to pour into theirs. Honey, I pray that over this season of your life that you feel comfortable enough to let go of the masks, let go of the warped perceptions, let go of the illusions, and simultaneously remember that the other side of that negative choice was always available to you. And so, not only available, but your birthright. But the place where your new story could be written from, once you decide to let the old narrative teach you what it needs to, by fully looking at it and somewhat understanding what it was that it had to teach you this entire time. Because once I'm able to learn lessons over a particular test that was continually the test of my existence, the only way to pass this is to look at it and choose differently. That is it. This was always your task. To say, I am not the sadness that wants to define me. I'm not, the unworthiness that is trying to write the tapestry of my life. I am not the lack of self-belief that wants to stop me from truly moving in the direction of all that is and all that has always been for my life. You are worthy. You are worthy. You are supported, and everything does work out for you. But how much of that are you willing to actually look at and acknowledge? Because where we focus our mind, our body, our spirit, your energy flows. This is why we were always told in class, pay attention. You were paying for all the negative trajectory of your life, with your currency. And so I urge you today to take that currency and move it to things that actually fuel your life and embrace your life and cultivate your life. Honey, this life, God created you with a plan in mind. He says he formed, before I knew you, before I formed you, I knew you. Do you know what that means? That means nothing about where you are is ever lost. If you choose to engage with the maker that is and say, Father, show me that will. Show me what I was always deserving of. Show me the paths that were always aligned to my soul's true call. Who am I? I love you. You are worthy. You are loved. Allow that love to wash over you and take territory over every bit of your existence.